Hey guys, what's up? This is Brett with Brett's Cell Phone Repair. Today we're going to be replacing the charging port on the Galaxy Tab 3 model SM-T210R. And got the charging port here. We're going to be replacing with that. So first step we're going to take is separating this. You want to start out by separating in between this plastic and the glass. So I'm going to be using my guitar pick here and just go around the edges, loosening the clips. You'll hear it when it clips, just like that. Okay, sorry about that, people. Had a customer come in. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue on here. So you do have a little bit of flex with this. If you want to use this tool, this seems to be the tool that I've been having the best luck with here. You just kind of, there's a little bit of flex because it's plastic, and then you kind of just want to push out. And you'll feel it and see it when those clips come out. So like there's a clip right there. So if I kind of push it in and, well, that one doesn't want to come out, but yeah, it's kind of a pain, but you'll get it. Just stick with it and don't force it if it's not coming. Don't use too much pressure or you'll break something. Okay, there we go. Wait, did it come out? There it goes. Okay, so that one came out. That one's kind of a rough one, but that was a bad example. But yeah, just keep working your way down. There we go. So basically you're just removing this. I don't know if I can really show you, but where my finger's pointing right there, you're removing that clip from right there. So you just have to kind of pop them out to the side. It does take some patience. So let's go ahead and remove this motherboard here. I'm going to be removing a couple Phillips head screws. We're just going to remove this motherboard here. That's all we need to do. First we can unplug the battery. It's always a good idea and good habit to get into when you just unplug the battery first. So just go underneath, pop it up, make sure it comes up gently, don't force it like I said, and go ahead and start removing some screws. There is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like a total of 8 screws, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, there's actually 2 more down here that I didn't point out. Down here in the charging port. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go around and release all these connectors. Looks like there's about 5 of them. So right here I'm going to release this connector. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this last one over here. So there we go. So now we can start lifting this up and out. And then when you lift it out, make sure all your connectors are out of the way before you lift this all the way up and out. Because if it gets stuck, you can damage something. I should just remove this battery too, because it's going to be a pain to to put back together if this isn't out of the way. So I'm going to just take out this screw here, and that should remove my battery. There we go. Alright, so we can set this aside, and this is what we're going to be working with here, this charging port. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Captain tape, which is a heat resistant tape. around the outer area here. So it just, wherever you don't want the heat to touch, that's where you put this tape at, right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's done. I went ahead and put 2 layers of that tape on the back there and 2 layers across there just to protect them extra. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my heat gun out. And then I'm gonna put the tape on the cardboard box and I'll show you how I do that. So there's that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tape this down just so it holds. So now I'm ready to go ahead and do it. Actually, I'm going to put one more piece of tape right here because I don't want to start a fire like Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire. Okay, come on. Okay, we're all ready. I'm going to go ahead and heat this up and remove it. There we go. So there's that. Then I'm going to go ahead and remove all my old solder. Wait for that to cool down before I throw it away. I'll sit it right there. I'm going to go ahead and remove my old solder. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me get the solder gun warmed up, then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back now. Got the soldering gun heated up. I figured I'd adjust my camera so you could see a little bit better. So I'm going to grab my soldering iron and my wick and suck up all the old solder there. I'm going to go ahead and put some flux down first to help me get this old solder up. This just kind of helps get that old solder out of there, basically. Okay guys, sorry, customer came in. So I'm just going to go ahead and suck up this old solder. So here we go. So the hardest part about this is getting the solder out from the legs. And by the legs, I mean these 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more solder to it. And that seems to help sometimes get this out of here. Okay, so I got a change in plans here. I'm going to use my heat gun again and try and remelt that solder because I'm not able to get all that out of there. I hate doing it this way. The reason why I try to get the old solder out and not just heat it up and then put this down really quick is I always seem to melt this new charging port. So I hate doing it this way, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it, see what happens. Okay, it looks like this side needs to be kind of melted a little bit more, so let's see what happens. Like I said, I hate doing it this way because there is part of this charging port that's plastic and it melts really easy. So it looks like I got this side to sink down. I'm gonna go ahead and try and solder up this side to get it to sink down too. Okay, sorry guys. I had a customer call me, so I'm just gonna keep on trying to get this thing to sink down. Okay guys, I'm gonna try this one more time. I'm just gonna try with the heat gun and see if it sinks down. So I burnt the box. I should have been doing this over where the tape is to prevent that from happening, but oh, looks like I did get it to sink down. So hopefully I did that without burning anything else, because like I said, this is plastic and it's kind of delicate. That's why I hate messing with the heat gun. So yeah, what I did was I just covered it with tape where I didn't want the charging port to get too hot. So I covered that with tape and then used the heat gun. So now I'm just going to continue to solder down these little points back here. I'm going to start with putting some flux down, and then I'm going to go ahead and solder it up back here. And these little points are so thin, you don't need very much solder when you do this. Okay, so all those points look pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more additional solder on the legs. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and take off the tape now. Then I'm going to go ahead and clean up my flux. And I'm going to go ahead and clean it up with 99% rubbing alcohol. Okay, so let's start putting our tablet back together. Let's go ahead and get your LCD back. I'm going to put it down like this. When you put it in, make sure your ribbon cables are all out of the way. Take your time. There we go. You'll be able to tell when it's all flush, so I'm going to go ahead and plug in the cable right here. There's one. Plug in this one down here. There's two. Plug in this one. There's three. Headphone jack. 4. Power button. And volume 5. And then your digitizer, which is this one. Make sure you got it lined up, and then when it doesn't move, you can feel that it's going to be secured when you press down, because you can damage the connectors if you push too hard. Okay, and we're going to put in this battery and just go ahead and start putting your screws back. And then lastly, plug in your battery cable here. That just snaps down like that. And we're gonna just put the tape back over it. And I'm gonna go ahead and test it before I put the backing back on. I'm gonna test it to make sure that it works. So I'm gonna pause the video. Okay, so we got the moment of truth here. I got my cable plugged in here. Go ahead and plug this in. Okay. Oh, here it goes. Cool, so it worked. So that one's definitely on the trickier fix. Even I got stuck a little bit on that. So anyways, that's how you repair the charging port. I'm going to go ahead and put the backing on now. So I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so easy enough. Just make sure you got your the bottom goes to the bottom, top goes to the top. I always like to start at the bottom and snap it in there like that, and just work up the sides. snapping it in place. And then once you got it all the way on, just make sure your buttons click and make sure you got every little last snap on there. There we go. See, you missed one. All right, good to go. That's how you do a charging port. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. I know it's not the easiest way to do it, but that's how I do it. I don't like to use the heat gun if I don't have to. So thanks for watching, guys.